Northern Miner is in Quebec City attending the mining investment event of the North. I'm pleased to welcome BC-focused Sun Summit Minerals' CEO, Neil Marotta. Thank you for joining me.
Pleasure, thank you.
All right. For those of our viewers less familiar with the company, please introduce us to Sun Summit and which are your key assets, where are they located, and why does that matter?
Sure. So Sun Summit is a junior gold exploration company. Our assets are both based in British Columbia. One is in central BC, that's called Buck. That's a little bit more advanced, but our flagship property is called JD, and that's located in the Toodoggone in northern BC, which is a very hot district right now.
All right. You're saying it's a hot district. Is there a lot of activity happening around your asset, JD?
There is, yeah. There's been a tremendous amount of corporate activity in the last 6 months. Various companies, including Freeport, Hunter Dickinson, Skeena, and Centerra have made big investments in the area and are in the area. We've also seen some great drill results from some of our neighboring companies. And so the area is getting a lot of attention. There's good grade in the area. We have an epithermal gold-silver deposit, which overlays a copper-gold porphyry trend. So that's very prospective. For much bigger companies that are out there, they're starting to look at the area, I think, where there's scale deposits and good grade and safe jurisdiction.
Yeah. And that's the Toodoggone district, right?
That's correct.
Yes, all right. So you recently closed the financing. You're cashed up. Please tell me a little bit more what you plan to use the funds for. Ostensibly, it's for exploration at JD this summer.
That's correct. Yeah, we just closed a $10 million financing, which we upsized from $3.5 million. So we're very pleased with the result and the investor demand and appetite. Those funds will go primarily towards the JD project. So we've had that project for one drill season. We did 2,500 meters in 2024. This year we aim to do a minimum of 5,000 meters of drilling. And so that's where our primary focus will be. We're going to focus on the Creek to Fin corridor, where we've had some fantastic results. Last year we put out 122 meters of 2.1 grams from surface. Great drill hole, had a great impact, a positive impact on the stock price. So we're going to chase more drill holes like that this summer.
Yeah, all right. Have you outlined the 2025 exploration budget and program? Do you have any meterage perhaps that you plan to drill?
Yeah, so we'd like to do 5,000 meters, really at the Creek and Fin zones and some holes in between. We'll do we'll use the phased approach, so that will inform from the first phase what we go and do on the second phase of drilling. We'd like to do a minimum of 5,000 meters. Again, that's double what we did last year. So we'll see some good progress at JD this year. And the goal is to grow the deposit. We're not interested in doing infill drilling and coming up with a resource estimate just yet. The goal is really to test the structure and do step-out drilling and grow the scale of the resource.
So JD is at this stage still pre-resource stage?
It's pre-resource, that's right. Yeah,
okay.
It's probably a couple more years before we have a mineral resource estimate.
Okay, so how would you measure success this season? What would you be pleased to achieve?
Well, I'd certainly love to produce some great results like what we released last fall. And so I guess what we'd like to see are long intercepts of good grades from surface, confirming what we think is there at JD and at Creek. Also curious to see what we find in between along that 4-kilometer corridor. So success for us would be continued great drill results, growing the scale of the deposit as we work our way towards a mineral resource in a couple more drill seasons.
Yeah, all right. So let's talk a little bit about the community engagement around the project. Who are the First Nations around you and how have you been received?
Sure, yeah, the four main groups would be Quadacha, Tseke, Dene, Tahltan, and Takla. We do engage with all First Nations groups and do consultation. And so our goal really is to provide jobs, contracts, and economic development in the area, working with mutual respect with First Nations groups.
All right, fair enough. So what's the bigger picture that you're guiding your decision making beyond the next drill results? What kind of company are you ultimately trying to build?
Yeah, great question. We're an exploration company. We're not a producer. I don't see us becoming a producer one day. I think we'll stick to what we do best, which is exploring for gold in very safe jurisdictions and in a hot district. We'd like to build up the scale of this project to a multi-million ounce gold deposit, which we believe we do have. That'll take some time and some capital. Fortunately, we are fully funded now with $10 million of cash in the bank. And I think ultimately this project will find its way into some kind of partnership. We don't know what that structure will look like just yet, but we know we have a lot of companies that have eyes on the district and eyes on Sun Summit and the JD project. And ultimately, a much bigger company will take this to production. I mean, the CapEx for a project like this, looking at our neighboring companies, would be $500 million to $1 billion. That's a big number, and that's really the playing grounds for the much bigger companies, the senior producers that are out there who do need to replace their reserves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right. So if there's 3 things you would like investors to take away from this conversation and the JD project or the company, what would they be?
Well, I think number one, the environment for gold price and gold stocks is very good. The miners have never been this profitable. The gold price is a strong tailwind behind it to go higher. And the juniors are really undervalued. In our case, we're right next to a 300 million market cap, a company that's got a multi-million ounce deposit. We're at 20 million market cap today, having just closed a 10 million financing. So we know where we're going and how we want to get there. So I think people should focus on the backdrop. Number one, the backdrop for higher gold prices and gold stocks. 2, we're an undervalued company. And number 3, we've got a highly prospective property that's had some great results. We aim to build on that. And ultimately, we think this will be a very interesting resource one day.
All right. Well, there you have it. That was Sun Summit Minerals' CEO, Neil Marotta. Thanks for making time for us.
Thank you.